Hi Kiwi listeners, let's learn sumo. I'm Clayton, welcome to the podcast. This is day 4 and 5 of the Nagoya Summer Basho at IG Stadium in that city. A quick update for day 4. Hoshoryu, he was still seething from his day 3 loss to Fujinakawa, giving away that kimboshi. So I almost felt sorry for Tsurunomi, almost. Look, they faced each other, a good touchy eye. Tsurunomi fired forward, Hoshoryu catches the arm, pulls him through. Tsurunomi tries to throw some thrust, but Hoshoryu just grabs him and tosses him down. He is not to be trifled with after last night. He was fired up. Tsukiyatoshi 3-1 for Hoshoryu, Tsurunomi 1-3. Onosato Yokozuna, he faced Goniyama and it didn't go well. Good touchy eye as Goniyama fires hard. Onosato meets it and they thrust and pivot. Onosato grabs the back of Goniyama's head and retreats to the bales. Goniyama fires forward as Onosato jumps up and off the bales. Look, he is Shinatai, dead body for sure. The Gunbai goes to Onosato though. Mono-e Gunbai is overturned. The judges said that Onosato is dead body as he jumped. He's outside that cone. Another loss. It was a really bad move by a Yokozuna to be doing that yet again. He's done that before. Another kimboshi and the first for Goniyama in his career. Kodazakura, he faced Pocket Rocket Fujinakawa. Fujinakawa goes in hard on the body of Kodazakura, who thrusts at him. Fujinakawa chases, but Kodazakura gets a hand on the back of his head, pulls him down. Fujinakawa touches down on the dohyo while trying to stay up. Hataki Komi, 3-1 for the Ozeki Kodazakura. Kirishima, he faced Takanosho. Look, it was a bit of a scrappy win for the Ozeki. Takanosho forced the Ozeki to retreat. Kirishima tries to get control, gets a thrust, which turns Takanosho completely around, allows him to get into position and push him out. Oshidashi, 4 wins for the Ozeki Kirishima. Tamifuji, he faced former Sekiwake Daisho, who's back on the rise. Look, it was a big nodoa to the face of a Tamifuji. If you see that picture floating around, this big hand, big mitt of Daisho over the face of a Tamifuji. It's a great photo. It's on Twitter there somewhere. They thrust at each other as a Tamifuji chases Daisho around the ring, almost thrusts him out, but Daisho dances the bales, keeps up the pressure, keeps thrusting. A Tamifuji chases Daisho, but Daisho gets on the bales, does a big sideways thrust. Tsukiyatoshi, a Tamifuji goes down. Daisho gets 3-1. Komusubi Oho, he got a win over Sekiwake Kuroshoho. That was an Oshidashi win. And Yoshino Fuji got a win over Aonishiki. Great battle, this one. Good touchy eye. Aonishiki goes for and gets the front of the belt. Yoshino Fuji is pushing hard, gets an overhand belt right at the back, while Aonishiki has an inside left at the rear of Yoshino Fuji's belt. Aonishiki converts across the other side of the knot at the back of Yoshino Fuji's, really wrapped around, and allows Yoshino Fuji to use his hip and pull Aonishiki across and over Watanabe. I think Aonishiki made a bit of a blunder there by putting his hand across the other side of the knot, kind of put him in a position where he was right up against the hip of Yoshino Fuji. And it took a fair bit of strength. I doubt many could have pulled off that at Watanabe, but it deals a first loss to Aonishiki, 3-1. Yoshino Fuji, 2-2. Now on to day 5. Hoshoryu faced Goniyama. Now, Hoshoryu, he is constantly under pressure to not keep dropping these random fights if he wants a championship. So it was a big charge from Goniyama as Hoshoryu meets him but tactically retreats, opens the barn door and grabs an arm as he fires Goniyama over the bales into the crowd. Totari arm pull win for the Yokozuna, 4-1. Onosato is under such pressure, and word is that he's just lacking a bit of match time, more than injury at the moment. I'm sure the shoulder is not great, but it's more about his lack of match practice. Either way, he's under pressure and he faced the Okinawan bulldozer Tsurunomi tonight. Good touchy eye, Tsurunomi charges in and they thrust. Onosato is patient, re-engages, goes forward for a change, gets a right body grip, gets his balance and control to work Tsurunomi over the bales. That is more like it, Yokozuna. 2-3 for Onosato, Tsurunomi 1-4. Kirishima, one of the leaders, was against Hirodumi. 4 wins, no losses, but it was an upset for Hirodumi, who just chased Kirishima with some good thrusting, to fire him out of the ring. That's a bit of an upset. 4-1 for Kirishima. Kodazakura, he hasn't learnt a damn thing in how to fight Aonishiki. He hasn't beaten the Ukrainian since May last year, and tonight was no different. He was too concerned with the low Aonishiki going for his legs that he just retreated as Aonishiki was low, fired onto the belt for a Yorikiri force out. Too easy, not good enough for Kodazakura or Zeki. 4-1 for Aonishiki, 3-2 for Kodazakura. Fujinokawa, he faced Sekiwake Kodashoho and hankered the hell out of him. Big jump to the left as Kodashoho goes down. Hiki Itoshi pull down, 3-2 for both Fujinokawa and Kodashoho. Yoshino Fuji, he faced Oho in a battle of the Komusubis tonight. It was a good touchy eye. Yoshino Fuji gets a left outside, works for right inside. Once he gets the double grip, he just moves Oho back to the bales and over. Oho could only get himself a one-handed grip. He was too upright and went out backwards. Yorikiri win for Yoshino Fuji, 3-2. Now, Shishi, he stays in the race at 5-0, as does newcomer thruster Wakanosho. Shishi is actually not looking too bad this tournament. Getting some good, better balance, I should say. Looking a bit more like a sumo wrestler. Wakanosho, he's just firing thrusts everywhere, fast. Nearly lost tonight, but snatched a victory from the jaws of defeat as Tobizaru pushed him to the bales, but gave up. Didn't thought he'd got him over. Wakanosho just fired back across the ring, Oshidashi'd him out of the ring. That was Tobizaru's fault entirely. Now, on 4-1, Hoshoryu, Kirishima, Aonishiki, Hakano Fuji, Daisho, Kodo Eiho, Takayasu, Nishiki Fuji, and Takeda Fuji. All of those on 4-1, so it is all to play for. Join me again, folks. Hakioi, let's learn sumo.